Have you finished yet? I want to hear how the job hunt is going.
I'm just finishing up now.
Great. I know you must be tired, but could you stop at a supermarket on your way home? I want to make hamburgers, but I don't have any beef. I really do have a sip for a brain. I can't remember a thing.
Sure, don't worry about it. I'll pick up a pack for you.
So, how was it today? Did it go well?
I suppose.
What do you mean by I suppose? You can give me a bit more than that. I don't know how it went unless you tell me. Did you find any good jobs?
They were okay, but not the best. I'm not feeling too confident about any which one of them. Honestly though, I can't afford to be picky, so I'm probably going to apply for some. Beggars can't be choosers, can they?
What? Don't say that. You should be picky. Your future, our future, is at stake. You'll regret it if you don't research the jobs and know if they're really what you want. You could be screwed over if you get into a company that's about to cut its budgets and fire you within a year.
Don't say that.
Don't say what? Was that a bit harsh?
I mean, that exact thing happened to me. It's not a laughing matter when it actually happens to you. When I got my last job, I was fired within 6 months. It was such a waste of time and energy.
Yeah, sorry for being a bit insensitive. I know it was devastating for you. That does prove my point, though. You should really check out the company well before taking the job. Surely you want a secure job that'll support us in the long run?
Yeah, that would be best. But my hands are tied. I can't keep being unemployed. We can't afford that. I need to start working soon.
Don't worry about money, though. I know being unemployed sucks and does make things a bit tight, but we can make it on my salary alone. We really can. I have a little bit of savings we can use. We'll be fine. We just have to make a few cutbacks.
You really think so? I don't know, though. It feels wrong to take that money from you. It's your savings. I'm always relying on you for support. I need to do things on my own without your help.
You really think that you aren't independent? I don't think that's true at all.
It is true. Before we got married, I was just a happy-go-lucky guy. My last job was so unstable. Sure, it was cool to be a stuntman, but it wasn't something I could rely on forever.
It's not a bad thing to be a man who follows his dreams, Joe.
That's nice of you to say. But I really am just a happy-go-lucky guy who chases whatever thrill he can get. But I've got a family now. It's pathetic to be a man who can't support his family. I hate it.
I liked when you were a stuntman, though. You were so happy. But you were always one small step away from a risky situation, so I was worried about you. So when you told me that you wanted to give it all up and get a secure job to support our family, I couldn't help but be happy about it. I'm sorry if I was part of the reason you chose to give up on your dream. Having to sacrifice your dreams for your family is rough.
No, not at all. I chose to quit my job by myself. It's not something you have to feel guilty for. It wasn't a job I could have done forever, so I would have had to quit at some time anyway. I really do want a safe job. I'm too old for that risky stuff.
Really? I know you'll do well with the job hunt. Do it for our little Ellie. She's cheering her daddy on, too.
I'll do my best. Speaking of Ellie, has her fever gone down?
Not yet. Her fever actually went up around lunchtime. She's in a bit of a daze at the moment. I hate seeing her like this.
She's had a fever all week, hasn't she? Is it not a bit strange?
The hospital said that it's just a cold, but you're right, it does seem strange. I don't know who to trust in these situations.
We could always try and take her to a different hospital for a second opinion. There's a big children's hospital near the university, isn't there? Why don't we try there?
Yeah, you're right. I'll try and take her there.
Let me know what they say when you've finished.
I will. Don't forget the beef. Joe, what are we going to do? The doctor just finished examining Ellie. They said she has a tumor. A tumor! The doctor told me that it might be cancerous.
Cancerous? Are you being serious right now?
I don't know the details yet, but I got a referral for another hospital. They said that it's a pediatric cancer specialist hospital, so they'll be able to examine it further and tell us more.
Pediatric cancer? This is an absolute nightmare. Our little Ellie has cancer?
The doctor couldn't diagnose it properly, but she said there's an 80% chance that it's cancer. What have we done to deserve this? Why is it happening to our Ellie? She's only 3 years old. 3 years old! Why?
I know. Calm down. If she goes to the specialist hospital, they'll treat her and she'll be fine. Cancer used to be a death sentence, but the times have changed. They can treat it now.
I suppose that's true. Doesn't stop me worrying, though. But admitting her into a hospital will cost a lot of money. We don't even have enough without having to pay for medical expenses, too.
I assume you're talking about the treatment fees? Do you know how much it will roughly cost?
I think we can get some government subsidies to lower the cost a bit. But even with those subsidies, the cost for transportation and accommodation will likely add up. The hospital she'll need to go to is really far from here.
What can we do, though? We need to visit her. I want to be with Ellie as much as possible.
Me too. I've looked into treatments. Recently, there is a promising new treatment with a high success rate. But it isn't covered by insurance, so it costs loads.
Even if it is expensive, if there's a higher likelihood that she'll recover, then I think we should try it. How much is it?
It depends on the length of the treatment, but I was told it's a minimum of about $40,000.
$40,000?
We definitely can't afford it at the moment. We're broke!
Yeah, I know.
What did Ellie ever do to deserve this? I'd switch places with her if I could. It's heartbreaking to think of her having to battle through cancer treatment.
I can't believe that it's happening right now, when I don't have a job. I'm sorry I'm such a waste of space. The fact is we're broke because of me. That's the bottom line.
Hey, neither of us is to blame. But we definitely have to do something. As parents, we need to act, not just complain about it all. Anyway, I'll go to the hospital tomorrow and get her examined. You should come too.
Did you finish at the hospital?
Joe! Why didn't you come home yesterday? You didn't call either. Where did you end up?
I'm sorry.
I went to the specialist hospital with Ellie alone. Ellie is sleeping like a log now because she had a lot of examinations.
And what were the results?
She has cancer, just like the hospital thought.
Oh, I can't believe it. This might come as a surprise to you, but I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I want a divorce.
Oh my god, what? You can't say something like that out of the blue! Joe, are you being serious? Someone's taking your phone, right? Who am I speaking to right now? This isn't funny.
No, it's me. It's Joe. Like I said, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want a divorce.
Why would you joke around right now? Our Ellie just got diagnosed with cancer! What on earth are you thinking? Where were you yesterday? I was worried. What do you mean, I want a divorce? I just don't understand.
I'm sorry. I've just been thinking about what I want in the future. And I came to the decision that I want a divorce. I think it's best for both of us if we break up. I can't be with you any longer. I can't pay right now, but I will pay child support when I can. You won't be able to change my mind, though. I want a divorce.
Why are you throwing what we have away? How could you? Is it because Ellie has cancer? Are you really that weak of a man? Are you going to try and run away from your responsibilities? You're pathetic.
I know you must hate me. I sent the divorce papers to the house. Submit them once you fill them in.
Are you being serious right now? You really want a divorce?
How many times can I repeat it? Yeah, I want a divorce. You probably won't see me again. But Ellie's still young. She'll forget about me. It's best if you forget about me too.
I can't believe this. I don't know what happened, but this isn't like you at all. I thought we were solid. I stood by you through so much. Was our relationship really that weak? We need to talk about this. We can't end like this. We're both Ellie's parents, as a pair. You can't abandon Ellie now. You have to support your child.
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
No, don't go. Explain this to me. Talk to me. Joe! It's been 2 weeks since Ellie started radiation therapy. Her beautiful hair has completely fallen out. She's in a bad mood all the time these days, probably because of the treatment side effects. I think she's also feeling lonely. I want to be with her more, but I can't because of work and the transport cost. I figured I had nothing to lose by telling you what's been happening. Of course, you don't respond, though. Have you already forgotten about us?
I'm so sorry.
Joe? Finally, you reply! Where are you now? What are you doing?
It must be incredibly hard for you and Ellie. I'm sorry you're having to do this alone. But I'm not coming home. I don't have anything more to say to you.
Why on earth aren't you coming home? Is there really no chance you'll change your mind? Did you find somebody else? Did you want something that I wasn't giving you? Did I not satisfy you enough in the bedroom?
It's not that. I'm sorry.
Just tell me the reason instead of just saying, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you want me to say. All I can tell you is I'm sorry.
So that's it then? I'm not going to tell you anything from now on. That would make you happy, wouldn't it? I'm not going to be made a fool of anymore and keep clinging to the hope you'll change your mind. We're done. You'll never hear from me again. I can't take the stress of this. You've torn my heart out.
I know you don't agree, but it's for the best.
You know I'll never forgive you for this. I'm going to hate your guts forever.
I know. Hate me as much as you want.
Goodbye. Joe? What is this? I don't understand. What is all this?
Oh, so it got to you then.
Don't act surprised. What? How? How did you get that much money? It's a fortune. What am I supposed to do with all this money?
It's about $70,000 in total. Use it to go and see Ellie more often. Her treatment isn't covered by insurance, is it?
I can't just take this kind of money. We need to talk first. Where have you been for the last 2 months? What have you been doing? What did you do for Ellie?
Don't worry about it. Just use the money for Ellie. Is it enough for now?
I mean, yeah, of course it is. But I can't take that much money from you. I just don't understand. How did you save so much money in 2 months? Explain it to me or I won't take it.
The truth is, I went back to my old job when you told me about the cancer.
Your old job? You mean your job as a stuntman?
Yeah, that's it. An old friend in the industry told me about a well-paying job. It was risky, but worth it. Stuntmen are paid by the stunt, you see. The more dangerous the stunt, the more money you get.
But it was 3 years since you were a stuntman. Could you find work that fast?
I got on my knees and begged my old boss. I used to work for him, so he trusted me to do a good job. I mean, I still had to do a performance test, but he got me the test.
But wasn't 3 years off the job too long? You must be doing dangerous stunts for that kind of money. Getting hit by cars or jumping down staircases? Can you still remember how to do it all?
After retiring from it, I kept up with training. So, my body is still in good shape. There's still life in me yet. I mean, it still took about a month to get back up to scratch, but it wasn't so long. I was just focused on training for the first month, so I started saving from the end of last month.
To get that much money, you must have been doing super risky stunts. What did you do?
I was hit by a car over 10 times. I was burned alive 4 times.
Who wants that kind of thing recorded? It's sick. I can't believe it. This is a new level of dangerous. Is this the kind of thing you were doing before we got married? Why didn't you ever tell me?
You get $10,000 for being burned alive. I couldn't turn down that kind of money. It was a long time since I'd last done it, so I was really scared.
So the reason you left us was to return to that dangerous work and help Ellie? Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you'd try and talk me out of it.
Well, yeah, of course I would have.
Also, I thought if I asked for a divorce of me, then you'd hate my guts. I wanted you to hate me. If you hated me, then you wouldn't have been so hurt if anything happened to me. I wanted to ensure you didn't have to deal with my funeral or anything. If I was injured, you would have had to look after me. I was able to save a lot of money, but I gambled on getting out of it unscathed. I entrusted all my money to my stuntmen friends. I told them to give it to you if anything happened to me.
Wow. you thought that far ahead. Did you get injured? Are you okay?
There's not a scratch on me. Everyone was surprised and said to me that they didn't think I'd had a break from working as a stuntman.
Even if you did all that for Ellie, the way you left wasn't okay. I really hated you. I really thought you were an asshole that left their sick child behind.
I'm sorry. I thought that even if you despised me, it would be worth it. Either way, I want you to take the money.
No, I won't. Money alone isn't enough. It'll only be enough if you come home. You're who Ellie and I need the most right now.
But I must have hurt you so much. I wasn't with you when Ellie was being treated.
I mean, of course I have a problem with what you did. But whatever way you look at it, we didn't have any money. We didn't know when you would be able to find a job. I can understand that you had no other option. That said, I'm still angry at you for going off without talking to me first.
I'm sorry.
I know you're not a man of many words, but you should probably try talking a bit more now. Don't keep this to yourself. Talk to me. Come home right now. Let's go back to how we were before. It would have been better to keep the divorce papers rather than submitting them.
Are you sure it's okay for me to come home? I never thought I'd see you two again. You must have despised me.
Of course you're allowed to come home. Let's go see Ellie together. Joe, Ellie was just about forgetting your face. Ellie would be happy to see her father again. But you have to give her a very sincere apology.
Yes, of course.
What you did was so hurtful. But I'm glad you're coming back. I want to know what's going around in that head of yours.
I'll try to speak to you more. I'm coming home now. Should I pick up anything from the store on the way?
Pick up some beef on your way. I haven't had the energy to cook recently, so there's nothing in the house.
Got it. Are we having hamburgers for dinner?
Yeah, I thought I'd treat you. Although it's been 2 months since I asked you to pick up the beef. You're a bit late.
Sorry to keep you waiting for so long.
Don't think I'll be tipping for this kind of service. Anyway, I can't wait to see you. Joe had lost weight since being away. And when he got back, he looked like a kid who's in trouble in the schoolyard. I was fighting back the tears. He gave me a huge hug, and that's when the waterworks started. The hamburgers came out a little overcooked, but neither of us cared. Joe didn't only provide the money that we desperately needed, but he found a new job through a colleague. And this work wasn't dangerous, and he was a permanent employee with benefits. Everything really did turn out well. When Joe saw Ellie face to face in the hospital, he cried and apologized to Ellie so many times. After that, we were able to visit more often and spend more time as a family. Ellie's face lit up when she saw her dad again, and she seemed to regain some of her energy. The attending physician told us that since introducing the innovative treatment, Ellie's condition was improving, even after only a month. Ellie regained her strength as the treatment went on, and we got permission to leave the hospital for a day. So, we're planning to go to an amusement park as a family. Ellie's not over the fight against the cancer, but we'll get through it together as a family. Joe promised not to take on his problems alone. He promised to talk as a couple before making important decisions. I think that it might be good to put Joe on a leash so he doesn't pull anything like that again. But I really do think he'll continue to stick around, and the two of us will continue to support Ellie through her struggles with the cancer.